On TikTok, I will now be removing all comments, the ability to place comments because of the wickedness on every video. So let's talk about the Highlander movie that's coming out again. It's almost like I wonder if they moved it 26, 27, because they've done this movie, but it's like, it's basically about good and evil. That's what it is. But the interesting thing, there's so many coincidences to all of it, besides the fact that the Highlander movie is surrounded around the MacLeod clan. You know, particular MacLeods, okay? And they're immortal. And then, you know, I recently had talked about Apostle John. Do you know that Apostle John and his brother James, but he was nicknamed by Jesus as Sons of Thunder. He was called the Son of Thunder. Apostle John, along with his brother James, was Boanerges, which means sons of thunder. This name reflects their bold, fiery, and sometimes impulsive temperament, such as when they asked Jesus if they should call down fire from heaven on a Samaritan village that rejected him. Obviously, over time, John became known as the disciple whom Jesus loved, or the apostle of love, emphasizing his transformed, loving, and faithful character. So Donald Trump posted this short, I think it's maybe 5 seconds or 10 seconds, okay, video. I don't think there's any music to it. It's just this man standing, you know, probably in the Hebrides. And around all of the sky. What happens to the MacLeods in the Highlander movies? When they defeat an enemy because they're defeating other immortals. Fallen angels, really. Like, just, you can look at it the same way. Like, it all lines up with the because we have angels that work for God, and we have ones that are fallen. It's in the Bible. You either believe the Bible or you don't, right? Okay, I mean, it's in the book before Revelations. It's only 2 pages. The Apostle of Jude. Jude was an original apostle, not Judas Iscariot, different. But he talks about the angels that left their proper place of dwelling. Yes, came down here, caused a bunch of little problems. Not a little problems, a lot of problems. Okay? So the Highlander movies is interesting in that regard. Does it refer to them as that? No, but it's good versus evil. So there's these immortal angels that are working for the good of humanity, and there's the immortal bad ones that are working to take humanity into an eternity of darkness. Now, we know how the outcome, the outcome is God wins in the end, okay? But look at all of this coincidence. Apostle John was, considered son of thunder. And this is where you have to, I think people don't realize that when God says he made you in his image, that means he has a sense of humor. That means he has sarcasm. He has all of those. The part he doesn't have is wickedness, okay? He doesn't have the fallen part of us. But he definitely has a sense of humor. He definitely can stay ahead of the times, okay? Nobody could. So when you're in this day and age compared to when Jesus walked the earth, he's going to know how to grab people, okay? The young people, let's say. It's not going to be with Charlie Kirk pushing false doctrine, okay? That's what Jesus doesn't want. It's going to be through showing there's good and evil. And if you have the eyes to see and ears to hear, all of this has connections back to the Bible. When you look at that, there's the good angels that are the army of God, and there's the bad ones. It's all the same thing, and yet these Highlander movies always going back to the MacLeod clan. Every single one of them is always around Connor MacLeod, and then there's a Duncan MacLeod, and yeah, they're immortal. So it says in the Bible that God brings everything together, and that he uses all to bring everything together. That's why this is so interesting, the timing of all of this. Okay? Look at his expression. This was when he was on Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan said, yeah, how do you stay so healthy? And he paused for a moment, and he looked out, like he knows. He's not going to say it. Nobody would believe him. But God consecrated him. I explained this in the other videos, and that's why I had to turn the comments off, because of too many demons that don't have eyes to see. Well, they have eyes to see. They just don't want you to see, which is why I'm having a lot of trouble posting on Rumble. I'll try to post this one so that people on Rumble realize you need to go to my YouTube channel. Sometimes, at times, they haven't been too much of a problem for me, but now I'll say that, and then they will be. I only have 11 followers, but I'm under Proud Deplorable on YouTube. So I've been having trouble uploading to Rumble. But look at his expression, like he knows. Because all of the people in the Bible, like King David, Jeremiah, the prophets and kings that God said, I'm crowning you before you're born. They're set aside. They are set aside because they're going to go on to do God's will. And even though we say, oh no, he's a sinful person, and what, because he was married 3 times? That doesn't, it's big boom. It just hurt, sorry about that. He is not, that is God, again, King David had more than one wife, or he had a wife and he had a mistress and concubines, okay? Many of them did. Okay, did God take their title away that they were No. No, because that's not what needs to be focused on here. What God is trying to get you to focus on is this whole world keeps trying to distract you. They're distracting you with false prophets like Charlie Kirk. Okay, false prophet, all right? End of story. False prophet. You see this, you see the hand symbolism, okay? That's why Erica Kirk threw up her hand symbolism, which wasn't meaning, what everybody thinks it means, universal love. No. Okay? And look at just crazy to me that the day before I saw this guy's video, I don't know who he is, he's on YouTube. So I screenshotted this picture because I'm like, she is on Truth Social, still posting constantly, just memes. It's all she ever posts is memes. And she plays this huge Trump supporter. And Trump has reposted several of her memes. So I finally looked, before I saw this picture, which was just yesterday, but 2 nights ago, I had screenshotted this because something was, I'm like, why does he keep, what is this Women for Trump? And her profile handle is at I Stand With Trump 47. That's her that's in that picture next to Charlie Kirk. This is her Instagram. It has to be her. It's the same, and yet she's pushing this crap. Yeah, you could see down here, see what the name of the group is? Yet, you don't want to say it. They want you to chant it because it's, with ritualistic occultism stuff. Okay? It's the same woman. So that's how the wicked one works. They know they can't touch Trump. That's too why, I've said Trump seems to make a joke out of everything. Well, to him, he already knows he's, that none of these people can touch him. So he just doesn't care not that he does care, but he cares about the people that are God's children. That's what he cares about. The wicked, he pushes them out there. He's like, yeah, look at this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. And then when he posts stuff like this, and it just all ties together with the Highlander movies, it's like, what is the message God's trying to get to you in this day and age? Most of this world would say, God isn't going to use the wicked movie industry. Oh, he'll use anything he wants. He's the God of the universe. And yet he called John the son of thunder, and yet the Highlander movies, the quickening is lightning. Put it together, people. Please put it together.